Do priests ever have to worry about getting canceled?
No, they just transfer us to another parish.
Is that dark?
Ladies and gentlemen, DB, please, DB, come up and do the honors for who we are. He's different than he was in 2014 when he first came to the show. We got.
I think back then he'd only been at SNL for about a year, but now he is one of the head writers on SNL season 46. He's been on WWE Raw, WrestleMania. He's also co-starred in Chris Rock's film Top 5 along with you, Sway.
Yeah.
He's been nominated for 4 Primetime Emmy Awards, and he's won 2 Writers Guild of America Awards. And he's back on the show to join us. He is the creator, the writer, and the star of his brand new series, That Damn Michael Che. Please welcome him back, Michael Che.
Michael Che,
Michael
Mike!
Che!
Hey, Mike.
What's up, guys?
What's up?
I never felt older right now, man. Thank you so much for talking.
Hey, man, in case you forgot how old you are, that's what we do here, man.
It gets greater later, Mike, as our girl Bevy Smith would say.
We're a show that reminds you, Mike, you've been around a long time, brother. But, you know, in this day and age, man, that's a compliment. Salute to you. We only seen the star rise. Michael Che, ladies and gentlemen. Come on.
Man, I appreciate it, man.
Hey, Mike.
Thank you so much.
Michael, what's changed now? Because usually what happens, and when you're kind of on the radar, a little bit under the radar, rise into the radar, you could get away with saying anything in a comedy routine. Then when you become a star, you got a ton of groups, organizations, critics that scrutinizing your every word.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Ain't that a fact, bro?
That's a fact. But you know what? It's still fun. Like for me, that makes it more fun, man. I remember, I'm a huge, hip hop kid, so I remember being a kid and watching like, Calvin Butts and see Dolores Tucker, and they'd be out there protesting Ice Cube and Ice-T and Tupac and all of that, and I used to love that. I used to be like, man, whatever they saying, it must be important because they got all the old people mad. Mm-hmm. But so now, like as a comedian, when I see protests, I'm like, about me, I'm like, oh, okay, well, this is the fun you wanted, kid.
Right?
The fun you wanted.
That's what you asked for, man.
Yeah.
I'm curious. What was the first like notable protest over something you said? What was it about?
Oh my God, I don't even know what the first one. I think I might have made fun of that white lady that was complaining about being catcalled in Harlem, and that was pretty hot water. But and then then recently I made a joke about Israel, and that was fun as well. And they had actually people outside of SNL, like with I don't know, like poster boards with my face and X's on it and all of that stuff, and it was very strange. I went in the building one time at 30 Rock, and there's this very, very nice lady. I don't want to say her name, but she's a very nice guard there that's been, she's always been sweet to me ever since I started working there. And we never really had a conversation, but like we would always, exchange pleasantries,
Mm-hmm.
And, just going up to the elevator. And she told me one time, she was like, you gotta be careful out there. People want to kill you. I was like, what are you talking about? Yeah, literally, she said that. And I was like, oh, she's like, on Twitter. And I was like, oh, yeah, you can't listen to everything on Twitter. People say crazy things. And she goes, well, do you know what he looks like? And I was like, no, who looks like? And then she starts pulling out all this information about this guy that they're actually looking for that apparently was trying to get. No, this is a true story. And I'm like, for jokes, just for something I said on the show, some guy was, he's like on the lookout for the whole security team. So, and that's how I found out.
Damn, the security. Wow, Mike, your jokes must be potent, bro. Michael Che, he hitting home runs.
It's very crazy, It's like people take things very seriously, but to me, it's like it only stings if it rings true.
Wow.
True.
Are you creating a budget for security? For a bodyguard?
No, I'll go on YouTube and I look up 52 blocks, and that's my security.
You got to know how to hold those things. You got to be able to throw those things, kid. Man, I'm mad at that. So, well, first, congratulations, man. Congratulations on all the success and being
For
able
that?
to yeah. No. Well, once they start threatening your life, you made it, man. Come
Yeah.
on, man. Michael Che made it. Come on, man.
It's the prerequisite to success.
No problem, man. I was reading this story. I want to say it was might have been a New York Post where they were claiming that people had issues between the SNL cast members and Elon Musk, who is set to host the show. Now, I don't know if this is a false story or a real story, a false story, people trying to get clickbait. What do you know about that? What are your thoughts on that?
I wasn't told anything personally, but I really don't know. I mean, the funny thing about like the kind of this kind of this guest making such noise and such controversy is like, I know maybe 40% of the hosts that are hosting sometimes, like sometimes they'll be like, Lily Shankman is the host. And I'm like, oh, okay, whoever that is. She's got 7 movies on Netflix that I've never heard of or whatever. It's just, it's so much, the culture is so vast and the type of host we have is so vast that you can't even know everybody, But sometimes, a black host would be on and people would be like, who's that? And you're like, how do you not know, this person, XYZ? So it's like with Elon Musk, I know Tesla. That's about it, and Mars. Like, that's really it. I don't know that much about him. I'm kind of excited to meet him because he's created so much controversy, and to me, that's always fun. I like when the show is kind of polarizing and weird and people are talking about it. It means people still care. I mean, he's been on other television shows. Nobody's mentioned it. So him being on our show and people being, even if they're upset about it, it means that they're excited about it.
Okay. Yeah. He's taking it in stride, Heather B. Michael Che.
I know. Michael, what's up? It's Heather. How you doing?
What's up, Heather B? How you doing?
I'm great. We were talking this morning during our Celebrity Wire segment about Lil Uzi Vert, and I've always been fascinated with comedians because I feel like they sort of live double lives. Like, we see them on these stages and they seem like big extroverts, but in real life they're super introverted, sometimes super nerdy. You just don't know much about them personally. But we were talking about little Uzi Vert this morning and how on the first date, his girlfriend met at her halfway house. She was in the halfway house and she had her purse with her at the halfway house. And he pulled out a bunch of cash and said, fill your bag up with as much money as possible. It ended up being $30,000. I was wondering, what was the most extravagant first date you've ever been on? And would you spend that kind of money on a first date?
Extravagant first date? I don't believe in. First of all, I try to spend as little money as possible on a date.
I told you, Sway. Start small.
We not going extravagant at all. Because if extravagant, if that's what you like about me, that's you setting the bar on a date. You got to be able to like me broke first because this might not last. I don't know if I told you, but I get in trouble a lot. So I don't know how long I'm going to be able to keep up $30,000 in your bag. So you got to like me for me first. I try not to spend any money. We going on a long walk.
That's what. Wow, you and Sway
Wow,
are meant to be besties.
You and Sway. Oh my gosh, Sway
Yo.
said the park.
Hey, Michael Che.
Park, nice long one. You know how big Central Park is, man? We can date all night.
You can make up Avengers at Central Park. You could, start doing role reversal. You could do all kind of stuff, right, Mike? Come on.
We could race, go on a race. That'd be awesome.
There you have it, man. Michael Che ain't tricking.
That makes sense, though.
Go
Mike,
ahead.
I heard that you are the youngest of 7 kids. Am I correct?
That is true. As far as I know.
Okay, right.
You gotta ask my father.
As far as we have the photographs to show. I'm wondering with you being what is the dynamic like when you guys are all together? Because a lot of times the youngest is really getting clowned by all the oldest, but you're the comedian of the family. Is that how you were able to like defend yourself when your brothers and sisters would kind of gang up on you if that happened?
That's a good question. I think it's more, I don't think it was so much learning how to defend yourself that makes you funny. I think it's more when you're the youngest, you have to learn how to observe. You got to learn how to be seen and not heard. So a lot of times you're just watching you're hanging out with teenagers as little kids, 5 or 6 teenagers all the time, and you got to be quiet so that they let you hang around them, first of all, and then second, you're just soaking up so much. You're soaking up so much that you become observant, and then by the time you start comedy, you use that. You look at the world that way. You look at the world as everybody's crazy adults and everybody's crazy, kids or whatever. Mm-hmm. And I think that's helped me. And a lot of comedians I know are like either the youngest or they were in a situation where they had to observe. You had to learn how to watch.
Okay.
Yeah, you got to be able to see what people aren't seeing. To me, that's what comedy is. Comedy is finding the funny in the things we see every day, whether it's pain, whether it's mundane, whether it's, funny, but another level of funny. It's like a magic trick. We got to find the funny where you wouldn't ordinarily see. Like, I looked at that all the time, and I never looked at it that way. Or, I knew it was something weird, but I just couldn't put my finger on what it was. And I think when you spend a lot of time being quiet and looking, that's when you kind of develop that sense.
So he used his siblings to develop his craft. I like
that's
that.
What it sound like.
Sound like that, right? They should get some residuals.
Oh yeah, look, I pray every day that somebody in my family makes it to help them.
That's love. That's what's up. You got other comedians in your family?
No. I'm not that I know of. I mean, there might be a couple trying now, but I don't know. I don't think so.
We talking to Michael Che. You know him from SNL. He got that damn Michael Che. That's the
He'll
new.
Take you for a walk in Central Park, baby.
Come on, get with him. It's on HBO Max. It's coming out on May 6th. That's tomorrow. When is it? May 6th?
May 6th is Thursday.
I think that's
Thursday. It's coming out on May 6th. HBO Max. I got HBO Max. I heard you mentioning liberal media might cancel you after this one, and some of the topics you're going to be talking about, including Satan. I'm just going to stop right there.
That's a joke. I ain't worried about liberal cancellation. That's just a little tongue in cheek. It's a whole episode about me being worried about being canceled. It's not real.
It's not real.
You gotta worry about being canceled, do you?
Hell, man, that shit. Man, if you worry about that, you won't get no rest. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, can't worry about that. Nah, man. And then when you've been in it as long as you have, man, you tucked away enough cash, Michael Che, man. I know you tucked away enough cash where you feel comfortable. They cancel you or not, that passive income is still coming in, man. Michael Che is here. He's a success story. What has been what has been
that clapping sounds like somebody frying chicken.
Hey, so for you, what field outside of comedy has been most lucrative for you in terms of investment from a business perspective?
I don't invest at all, man. I don't do none of that stuff. I learned from a lot of my friends that are doing okay. Like I don't even like to talk about money. I realize that the more money people think you have and the more success people think you have, the worse they feel like they can treat you. So I'm just going to be on paper poor for the rest of my life. I want people to always look at me as how I came in and not what I have, because for us, I feel like we always got to show our wealth. And for other communities, they never talk about it, man. They never show it. And when they do show it and they do say they're the richest, that people are, boycotting at their host and SNL. So I'm trying not to talk about any money. I'm doing terrible.
Okay.
Wow.
Feel sorry. I'll walk around with an empty coffee cup, and put a nickel in there if you see me, because I'm doing bad.
You're doing that bad. I like that, Michael Che. Get your mind out my pockets. I get it. Karen's on the line from Florida. Karen, Grand Risings. How you doing, Karen?
Hey, Karen.
I'm doing good. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, everybody.
Hey.
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 Say hi to
I
Michael
just
Che.
wanted to let y'all know. Hey, Michael Che, with your fine self.
Oh, my God.
Wow.
First time anyone said that.
Oh, okay. Hey, I'm glad to be the first.
Okay.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Y'all want us to get off the phone?
Go for that walk.
Yeah. You want to take a long walk? You like hot dogs and spinach?
Well, Sway, I just want to say also to tell y'all are the main reason that I keep my Sirius XM. Keep doing what you're doing.
Oh, shit.
That's love.
Thank you, Karen. We broke, too, like Michael Che. You got a question for Michael?
Yes, I do. I was just wondering, you are a head writer, and News Update is the reason why I watch SNL. Who are some of the favorite guests that you have had?
Oh my God! Well, we had Gumby on Update, so I think that was the kicker,
Crazy.
man. We had Eddie Murphy as Gumby, and crazy thing, it wasn't planned. He literally called me down in his dressing room on like a Friday, I think it was like Friday night, and was like, "Hey, I want to do Gumby. I want to do Gumby on Update, and I want to say, Michael Che, you black bastard." And I was like, "Absolutely, of course." And then we just like, wrote it up. And he did it, and it was probably the best moment I've ever had on Saturday Night Live was watching Eddie Murphy as Gumby call me a black bastard.
Wow. Damn.
Wow.
And you wrote it up
I mean,
for
it's
him.
a goat.
Yeah, you got a
Well,
chance.
yeah, I mean, I'm head writer. You structure everything. You kind of do the work for it. But it was awesome, man. It was really cool just having them in the building. It was surreal. Like, it was one of those things where it was surreal for everybody. Eddie Murphy and Sandler, but Eddie Murphy on a different level because, and Chappelle as well, obviously. But Eddie on a different level because it's why we know SNL. As in my house, that's why we watch SNL like that, And it's like full comedy, full circle, watching Raw and Delirious when I wasn't supposed to, and, all of that. So it was really dope.
Michael, is that like one of those days then for you as an actor and an artist and a comic where you just, because work can become like over and over again, but you go home after work that day and just like, oh shit, like that really just happened. Eddie Murphy called me down to his dressing room. Was that one of those days for you?
The whole week was like, it was the strangest week. The whole week felt like a fever dream. I remember going in my dressing room on Saturday, and because it was a busy week, and that Saturday I just needed to get away, so I was like, I'm gonna take like a 10-minute nap in my dressing room, and hopefully nobody's knocking on the door, just to kind of clear my head a little bit, because you freaking out, you gotta perform. I walk into my dressing room, and it's Chappelle and Chris Rock eating sushi at my table.
Wow.
I'm like, the hell are y'all doing today? He's like, yeah, man, there's nowhere to sit, so we figured we just come in here. Like, it was so packed.
Oh my
gosh.
gosh.
I just sat there with them, and they was like, is this weird? Like, that Eddie Murphy shit? And I was like, it's weird that y'all are eating sushi and I don't care. Like, any other day, this would be the highlight of my life. But right now, I got to get ready for Eddie Murphy's show. Like, it was crazy like that.
So they were all hanging out with you.
They was all hanging. Everybody was everywhere. I remember Kanye and Kim was there. I think it was nuts because I was doing warm up, and usually warm up I'm just like I just like ask a couple questions, make people break the ice or whatever before we start the show, and I yell out, how many people in here voted for Trump? It usually gets nothing, and this one guy jumps up in the second balcony and says, "I voted for Trump." And it's Kanye West. And I'm like, what is happening right now? He's sitting in the studio audience talking about I voted for Trump. And everybody just goes nuts. And I was like, all right, well, warm-up's done. They're ready to laugh. And then we started the show that way. It was just surreal, the whole experience.
Wow.
Wow.
Man, congratulations.
That is bananas.
On that. Yeah, that's just
bananas.
like, come on, man.
Yeah, we didn't expect that answer.
Yeah, man.
No, for real. I got a picture of the after party. It's like, we were just hanging out, and it's like me, Lorne, Q-Tip, Chappelle, Quali. It's the weirdest picture. You're like, how do these people find each other? It's crazy.
Wow, man. That's a testament to who you've become, too, bro. They just want to hang out with you, rub off on it. Hold on, that's the wrong. But, they just want to hang out with you. That was the wrong expression there. But congratulations, Michael Che, man. You earned it, man. Come on, bro. It's been 7 years since we talked to you.
Damn.
Man, stop making me feel old, man. I'm broken. I'm still broke. I'm still 23.
Okay, Mike's still broke in case you're wondering. So that's why we need everybody to support his special on HBO Max. Please support this man, Michael Che. You know him from SNL, but support that special, okay? That damn Michael Che is premiering Thursday on HBO Max. Let's get the streaming crazy. Just in case somebody, try to cancel him, he'll have a little bit in his savings. That's what we're going for, all right?
Let's get it.
All right. Hey, Michael, proud of you, brother. Really proud of you, man.
Thank you guys so much, man. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Absolutely.
We appreciate you.
Take care.
Stay great, family. Okay? My man.
Yes, sir.